Starting a clothing brand is the easy part. Getting strangers to buy your clothes every single day consistently over years, that's the hard part. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to easily sell out of all of your products, how you can do it with very little to no money in ads, and what to do if you're also just starting out with no followers or an email list. And no, you don't need to be great at creating content. Almost every single clothing brand has an identity crisis. They know what the brand means to them, but no one else knows for the most part. So talking to the right customer is the only true way to get consistent sales online. Now let's jump into exactly how to figure out who your audience is so that you can clearly communicate to them every single time. And I promise you, yes, this will help you sell out of your clothing brand. If you think that this is not important, well, then you can go watch another video on somebody telling you to just do a pre-order method or drop ship or try to figure out something. And then you wonder and you come back to this video like, oh, turns out I didn't know this one thing that we're gonna hit on right here, which is who you're actually trying to sell to. So there's three types or three stages rather that people go through. Let's draw this out here. So you have to start with an actual problem. And what we label this as is called the struggling avatar. So you have a struggling avatar. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is the problem, okay? And this example, let's go with a children's clothing line, make it a little bit easier here. So struggling avatar, what's the problem? All right, so let's just pretend I am a new parent. Me and my wife are starting a clothing line. And the reason we're starting this is because there is not something, what's the problem? There's nothing that's eco-friendly. There's nothing that's fair trade. We care about those things. And we also don't think that there's anything out there that's truly a good, not only good design, but also is organic products. The problem is that we are parents who are looking for the best for our kids even before we ever had a kid, and we're looking for something that's eco-friendly, fair trade, organic for our daughter. And we can't find that, so we created it. The problem for all of those people is that they want those things too, but there's not a company out there. So we gotta solve that problem, okay? So then we move over to this next section, which is called our unique solution, okay? The unique solution is your take, or for my example, my take on the clothing line, and that is it. So this is our product. It can be multiple, but essentially we're selling a product or products, I guess I could put an S there, products. This is my dress. You can buy it at any point. You can, online, but essentially I created this product that is not only eco-friendly, fair trade, organic, okay? So what is life like afterwards? Think about it this way. That's what we're gonna get to here in a second. Before, if we go back to the problem, like what's the problem? Okay, what are the feelings that they have, right? So they're stressed because they're looking for something, they can't find it, they're anxious. All of these things start to really come up as parents, and then they come across this product that's eco-friendly, fair trade, organic. It's a great quality product, and their life starts to turn around. And it's like, wait, does that actually make sense? How can I change somebody's life with a product? Well, when they have those types of problems when you're creating your content, if you can lean in on these things, which again we'll talk about here in a second, then you're going to create a better outcome. So then I'm going to change here to green because I think this is happier. Green means more money for you, but also I think maybe just happier. So then this is, so you have struggling avatar, unique solution, and then you have what we call our future-paced hero. Okay, future-paced hero is like, what is life like after? After I have this unique solution, what's life like afterwards, right? So I'm happier, less stress, if I could spell, stress, yeah, relax. I went from stressed out and anxious because I couldn't find a product for my daughter or for my kid, and right now I have the clothing line, to now I'm less stressed, I'm relaxed, and I have a great product. I'm just looking for these things. And so as long as you can answer these questions, you're going to solve a problem. And nobody buys something unless there's an actual problem. Some people are looking at it as like, well, I don't have a ton of money, so I need clothes for my kids. Well, then maybe you do shop at Walmart. And there's nothing against that, whatever. Don't hate comment me or whatever. But like maybe you shop at Walmart because the problem is your kid needs clothes. They're growing too fast. That's still a problem that Walmart is solving. But we're solving a unique problem to a unique audience. This couple in our example, right? They built this brand because they are the customer. And once you realize the struggling avatar is you. You don't have to create the brand, but I mean, you're watching this channel, I'm guessing you're a clothing brand owner. More than likely you started the brand because you are the person who is seeking a solution to the problem. So You are the struggling avatar. You're the person who's going to create the unique solution, and you are going to be the person who figures out that future pace here, what life's going to be like afterwards. When you can take your customer across that journey, you're going to be able to make more money. So that's the first step. You have to understand what those actually are, and then you got to go dive deeper into that. If you want the messaging framework for you to work through, just comment the word messaging, right? There's spreadsheets or Google Docs to fill out that I have. It's a lot more information than just this up on the screen. But if you want that, just comment the word messaging down below and I'll send that over to you to work through on your own. So did you know there is one factor in every clothing brand that if you do it correctly will give you a disproportionate amount of views and sales? Now I have 3 types of content that you can use to stand out in a saturated market that all builds on this right here. But first, I want to say a quick hey, howdy, and hello. My name is Aaron. I'm one of the co-founders here at Bit Branding, and alongside my business partner, Christian, we specialize in helping clothing brands grow and scale online. So the content you're going to see from me is all about marketing and advertising and messaging and branding, and all of the content you're going to see from him is building out your website, your theme, everything to do with the website and analytics and data and app side of things for your business. So if you are a clothing brand owner, please do us a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe. We drop new content for you every single week, and we've been doing this for years. In the last 12 months alone, we've helped 250 clothing brands grow online. All right, and if you do that, if you like and subscribe in the next 3 seconds, I will share with you the most popular ad from the 1990s. Okay, so we talked through the struggling avatar, the unique solution, and the future pace hero. Now, what do you do from that? You use 3 types of content. Everything's in 3, so it makes it easier for you, okay? So there's 3 types of content. The first one, probably the easiest, and I'm gonna say at this point, it's probably about, I would say 30-40% of your content. So this is gonna be 40%, okay? This is gonna be your connection pieces of content. And I'm gonna switch out colors here to just kind of differentiate here for you guys. So connection, what types of things can build connection for you? Okay, so you would use this to tell story. A lot of examples of this could be a founder story. Like I mentioned, if you are the owner, likely you have a founder story. Why did you do it? Well, my husband or my wife and I were sitting in our room and we were just literally beside ourselves because we could not find clothes that we actually felt like were good for our kid. We were worried about the quality material. They really need high quality materials for our daughter, whatever that really is. Founder story and how you created the brand. Another example of this is what's relatable. Okay, so if your kid's being born, talk about your life scenarios. What are real life scenarios? You're searching for a new, let's just say if it's your firstborn, right? You're looking for a crib. You're looking for a potential bassinet. You're looking for a car seat. You're looking for a stroller. You're looking for all of these things. I know one thing that was a game changer for us was a sound machine. All of these are pieces of content that you can create around connection. And you're like, well, that has nothing to do with my clothes. Absolutely, it doesn't have anything to do with your clothes, but it has everything to do with your audience, and your audience will engage with that. And the number one thing that matters the most for social is shares. So likes, comments, views, they don't really matter. Shares, they're all done privately, done through DMs. How many moms out there want to raise their hand and say, I'm struggling with something? Not very many. Not a lot of people do that. But if they come across a video that's talking about, hey, I found the best stroller that's the best safety quality and I'm going after this Nuna stroller. I'm just making it up. Shout out to Nuna, I do like them. But like the best Nuna stroller, they're going to share it to their other spouse. They're going to share it with their other girlfriends, their mom groups, and say, hey, look, guys, I found this stroller. It goes through all of these things, and I found it from this page that's helping moms and helping new parents. And guess what? You're helping new parents and new moms, and now they're like, wait, I care about high quality strollers and car seats. I also care about having great clothes. Now, if you don't know this happened, I think, probably in like the 1940s or something like that. You'll have to quote me on it, but essentially what happened is for 15 or 20 years, Sears, if you guys remember Sears, they're not really around anymore. They sent out, I think, like 70 or like 100,000 homes. Okay, so people could get their magazine. It was huge. It was like 4 pounds or like, I don't know, it was heavy. 4-pound catalog, and they could flip through it and buy things. But then they came up with this great idea, and they said, let's build track homes. Basically, you don't need to be a carpenter, but we're going to ship you these homes to your house, and over the next 90 days, you could build yourself a home. Had long side rooms for families to move in. They were large homes, and basically they put us on the path of like everybody's home kind of looking the same, but everybody could build them, which is pretty cool. But then they said, hey, instead of trying to find new customers, they made new customers. So when you built this house, what did you have to do? You had to go fill the house. And what would you do it with? You'd fill it up, or you'd buy from the Sears catalog, which had all the stuff to fill it with. So for you guys, it's like, cool, create connection pieces to relate to people. Again, this is 40% of your content. You relate to people, you get shares, they go to your page, you create content about the things that matter the most, and now you're creating a desire for them to actually buy your product. And they're saying, wait, if they help me with all these other things, now I trust them. And trust is the only thing that matters when you're selling to somebody or trying to help somebody make a buying decision, is what's the exchange of value, and do I trust that person? And it's done by building the reputation, and at this point, it's the connection with somebody. So you create connection content, people get shares, they drive traffic, and I don't care if you have 1,000 followers, 100,000 followers, it doesn't matter, you can still follow the same format. Now it's 40% of your content, and I'll get to the other part of it here in a second. Now, the next piece is called what to do. What to do is not how to, but what you should do. Okay, so this is another 40% of your content. It's called what to do. Now everybody sees how to, and if you've been on our channel before, we show you guys how to do something, but more importantly, we're stepping into the what to do. What do you need to do as a clothing brand owner? But as a new parent, who is our audience, what do you need to do? You need to prep your home, okay? You need to plan out your meals. You also need to make sure that you buy some diapers, okay? Or a cloth or whatever it may be. Like, that's your MO. Go with me here as an example. But instead of just saying you need to do these things, you prep your home. But I want you to create content on prepping your home for a new kid, right? So do you put in the outlet sockets? I mean, probably not yet until they crawl or walk or whatever, but like that could be part of it. It's also prepping your home, getting the crib set up. That's a whole process alone. If you guys have ever built a crib, my goodness, if you ever get it from IKEA or something like that, they have no instructions, it's difficult. You plan out meals. What could meal planning look like? Here are 14 meals that you can freeze to save your family time, money, effort, right? Not everybody has a good church community or a good friend community to help bring them food, but you can also plan for yourself, plan out the meals. This is how you do it. So you create what to do content. You're like, wait, when are we actually going to start selling things? You will. You do it throughout, okay? You do it throughout this content. It's just sprinkled in, but it's mostly, again, connection, what to do, and this last one will help you reach more people than everything. Okay? You see it a lot in politics, you see it a lot in religion, you see it a lot in different areas, and I'm not saying you have to go this in depth, but so the other 20%, this is what we call a thought reversal. Typically, you would lead with something like a stop, but essentially, you're changing the way that the common person thinks about something. So if everybody believes that every kid should have a stroller, and you say, stop buying your kids strollers, you're gonna get people who divide with you and say, yeah, I agree, kids don't need to be inside of strollers, it confines them. To the other group who are like, strollers, they saved my sanity, I was able to get outside and do whatever. And the goal is not to say one is right or wrong. The goal is to get people talking and creating engagement. And you're going to create diehard fans. So the thought reversal, okay, so could your stance be? So my thought is like no strollers. And I don't really think that, but I'm just telling you right now. Like as a new mom, we're saying no strollers. We also think no screens. Stop giving your kids screens. Fun fact, if you guys didn't know, Steve Jobs had kids, and even though he created the iPad, he never gave his kid the iPad. It's kind of like if you're so close to the sun, you might burn, and the people who are closest to the sun maybe have a little bit more information than what we do. Meaning, okay, maybe he was onto something there. No screens, okay? And that's a dividing line. Some people are like, I can't have a good dinner without my kids like staring at a screen. And some people are like, look, I have great engaging conversation with my kids without screens. And so you're gonna divide. Right? Some parents are all for screens. Some people are in the middle. Some people are like, no, I don't want them at all. And so you're going to create thought reversals, but it's all going to that audience. It's all going to that group of people. So through these 3 pieces of content, you're going to get people to reach more. You're going to get more engagement. You're going to show people and build that trust. And more importantly, you're going to connect with you as an actual person. Okay, so now how do you put this all together? That is the question that we got to do, okay? So I want you to use short form content to do this. All organic. I want you to do this on not only YouTube, so YouTube has their own version of shorts. Then you have Instagram, who has Reels, Facebook, who has Reels, and then you have TikTok. I want you to create 3 pieces of content per day, minimum, okay, and distribute it across these 4 platforms. So 3 pieces of content, you know, at this point, like, it just is not exactly how you would do it, but essentially you'd have like 2 of these one day, 1 here on the next day, and then 1 of these, and then 1 of these, and then 1 of these another day. So it's like 2 connections, 1 what to do on the day 1. And then day 2 could be 1 connection, 1 what to do, and 1 thought reversal. Play with it here. These are just generalities of how much content you should be doing, but specifically the thought reversal is less, right? We want to be more uplifting than we want to be polarizing. Polarizing isn't bad, but again, I wanted to do less of. But this is going to cut through the noise. You're going to post that 3 times per day across 4 different platforms. I know that's a lot of work, but you came to this channel and you came to this video because you want to make money and grow a brand. And you may want to do that without actual ads. We have some examples of like the types of content you can create like this. You can comment the word foreplay down below. It will be a link and have examples of content like this so that you can try to mimic them for yourself. You don't need to run ads to build a brand, but if you want to, or you're trying to scale your ads, the content strategy we just talked about will help you a lot. So I also want to show you the setup you should be using for your ads to make sure that you take full advantage of the ads. But first, hold up for just 1 second. I just want to say that if you are a clothing brand owner and want to jump into the specifics of your brand and how to grow it profitably online, you can schedule a free 45-minute strategy session with us. And there are limited spots, so go find a time that works best for you by checking out the link in the description down below. All right, so very simple. There is a new way to run ads here. So we're gonna go ahead here and hit create. We're gonna go to sales and we're going to go to manual sales campaign. Not much has changed except for we are going to run ads from the ad level. The ad set level, we used to turn on dynamic creative testing. That is no longer gonna be the case. We're gonna hit website. We're gonna scroll on through. Nothing necessarily changes except for budget. And then you're gonna hit to the ad level and we are going to use what we call flexible. Flexible is a very simple and easy way to run ads, and it is basically going to take over dynamic creative testing. Okay, so now you know how to talk directly to your audience so that you can gather attention and sell out of your clothes every single time. You need to build an extremely solid foundation for your brand, and more importantly, run ads. I have a video step-by-step of exactly how to run this ad in depth with creative, so make sure you go watch that video on that right here next. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time, and P.S. please make sure you hit that subscribe button